Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, I am Archbishop Timothy Broglio, and it is my intention simply to ask for your generosity. In 2022, dioceses and parishes across the country will take up a special collection approved by my brother bishops for the Archdiocese entrusted to my pastoral care. The Archdiocese for the Military Services, the AMS, serving those who serve in the U.S. military. Pope Francis has told military ordinaries from around the world that the role of military chaplains is to accompany and support those in need on their journey. I can think of no one more in need of spiritual care than those who put their lives on the line, defending our great nation and all for which it stands, including the right to the free exercise of religion. Yet many of these men and women are themselves forced to go weeks at a time without access to spiritual counsel and the sacraments, simply because there are not enough priests to go around. Right now, all 6 branches can count on fewer than 200 priests on active duty. They serve approximately 1 million Catholics, both those in uniform and their families. That represents 1 priest for every 5,000 Catholics who serve worldwide. The Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard are all in critical need of Catholic chaplains. It does not have to be this way. Many young men, open to God's call, are able to fill the gap. In fact, church studies show the military itself is the greatest source of new U.S. priestly vocations year in and year out. The AMS is blessed with a thriving vocations program. Over the past 15 years, in partnership with dioceses and religious orders, it has brought men by the dozens to seminaries to become priests and U.S. military chaplains. There is a price tag, however. The AMS needs funds to pay its share of the formation expenses of these co-sponsored seminarians who come from dioceses and religious communities throughout the United States, quite possibly including your own. Yet their home dioceses and religious orders foot only half the bill. With 38 men currently in the co-sponsored seminarian program, and an average annual cost of $25,000, the AMS share will amount to more than $4.5 million over the next 5 years alone. That is in addition to the annual operating budget of more than $7 million to pay for other programs, such as religious education and faith formation for Catholic military families and young adults, marriage enrichment retreats for military couples, sacramental record keeping for baptisms, confirmations, marriages, and other sacraments celebrated on military installations, a tribunal to adjudicate annulments and other issues of canon law, and travel for my 4 auxiliary bishops and me. Pastoral visits are an essential part of the ministry of the bishops in this global archdiocese, offering the opportunity to meet service members and their families, military leaders and veterans, and administer confirmations and other sacraments. Without your help, I may one day be unable to provide Catholic priests to the military. If the armed forces were ever to be completely without priests, most observers agree that they would soon be completely without chaplains of any kind. About 1/4 of the active duty personnel and their immediate families are Catholic. But currently, Catholic priests represent fewer than 7% of all active duty chaplains. That suggests that ministers of other persuasions might easily cultivate Catholic young people seeking spiritual counsel. Some very well-organized groups eagerly present programs for youth ministry. They offer them as ecumenical, but they are generally based on a very Protestant or even fundamentalist approach to the faith. If there are no priests to lobby for funds for a Catholic program or to sponsor an alternative, any organized program appears to be very appealing to the leadership on an installation that grants the necessary resources. The AMS also serves the spiritual needs of Catholic patients in the nation's VA medical centers and civilians working for the federal government beyond our borders. All told, 1.8 million Catholics worldwide depend on the global reach of the AMS to meet their spiritual and sacramental needs. While our military chaplains individually receive salaries and benefits as commissioned officers, the AMS herself receives no funding from the military or the government. She is not entitled to a parish assessment or any share of Sunday collections. The AMS depends entirely on private giving for survival. The AMS depends on you. Your generous gift could make all the difference in the world. I humbly beseech you, please do not make the men and women who defend our freedoms, including the freedom to exercise our Catholic faith, give up that freedom for themselves and their families while protecting yours. Your gift to the special collection for the Archdiocese for the Military Services USA will provide for the spiritual needs not only of Catholics on active duty, but also those in the reserves, future military leaders at the 4 U.S. military academies, veterans battling disease and other long-term effects of war, and our civilians serving our nation in other countries in other ways. No amount is too large or too small. Give what you can. I am deeply grateful for your help. Thank you for your attention, your thoughtful consideration, your kindness, and above all, your prayers for the men and women who serve our country and their families. May God bless you.